Hey, I'm Kenneth Wajda. I'm a professional photographer here in Colorado. Welcome to another one of my weekly Leica talks, all things Leica. So today I want to talk about how the price of Leicas are going up. And this is a Leica M2 with a 35 Summilux. This camera will cost you thousands of dollars. I don't know that I have thousands of dollars to put into Leicas all the time. This camera can do so much. This camera has the best optics, I think, ever made in a 35mm camera. I think that if you were to say, is there anything better for a 35mm camera? There isn't. This is the best. But with this lens and this body, you could spend $4,000. And today's Leica talk is about, should you buy a Leica? I'm kind of going off the rails today and saying, should you spend that money on a Rolleiflex? This is a Rolleiflex 3.5F that you can find in mint condition for $1,000 with a lens, probably with some accessories. And the thing about a Rolleiflex is it's also got a German lens. It's also got German build. But it shoots a negative so much bigger. And there's a point and a time when I think that Leicas are the greatest camera ever made, but I wish they sometimes shot a larger negative. When I'm printing in my darkroom, negatives from this are such a joy to work with. And 35mm, I don't like working with them nearly as much. They're much smaller. And I was talking to somebody the other day and they said that they don't have that much money to get into a Leica. And I said, you know, I'm not sure that the Leica is the best choice for if you're on a budget. If you're on an absolute budget, get yourself a small Barnack Leica. A camera like this you can probably get into for $300 or $400, and now you can start spending some money on film. But if you really want to cut costs and you want to create great photos and save up some money, then I think that this is a kind of a camera that is so good, but its one limitation is something that can't be helped, is that it can only shoot in a small, what they used to call the miniature format, 35mm. I would say for that person who's asking about the budget, you can get a Rolleiflex for $500 that isn't a 3.5F. You can get models that are in worse condition. This one doesn't cost me $500 because it's not in great condition, but it works perfectly and the optics are perfect and it just has a little bit of a beater feel to it. It's not like terrible, but it's not mint. And that's the kind of thing where I think that from the point of view of making photographs, let's talk about making photographs right now. That's the most important thing, right? Photographs matter more than cameras. Leicas are beautiful cameras, but you can get into that after you get started, maybe with a Rolleiflex, to get you that large negative. For me, I reach for both the Leica and the Rolleiflex. But when I go to make photographs that I want to print, I tend to reach more for the Rolleiflex. And the fact that a Rolleiflex can be bought for that $1,000 or less, that seems like the biggest bargain in photography right now. The fact that Hasselblads have gone up and they're probably over $1,000 now, and you need to buy different backs. You have to get them resealed because they often have light leaks. There are no light leaks in a Rolleiflex. The fact that you can get into a Rolleiflex for that budget price, and the fact that you can get into a Barnack Leica for $300 or $400, that's the way to go if you're on a budget. This is what you get when you get a deal show up in front of you, or you end up with a lot of savings from having worked the other cameras and making some money from your photography. But this isn't, I didn't buy this for $4,000. I think I bought this for $1,200 because it was before Leicas were going up in price and it was a local sale and somebody had it at a bargain. It also came with another lens too. But that's not always going to be found. You're not always going to find super deals like that. But if you're on a mission to go make photographs right now with the best quality cameras available, the Leica is great for 35mm and you do get 36 frames. But sometimes I just want to shoot 12 frames and they're big frames, and I would say go with that Rolleiflex for the budget. All right, that's today's photography talk. Going completely off the rails. Talking about a different camera besides a Leica. Hey, that's today's photography talk. If you're enjoying these, hit the subscribe button. If you can support, hit the Patreon. I'll be back next week. We'll talk more photography. As always, here's the good light.